Blessings, family. Sister Ajali. It's probably going to be another long share, and I humbly entreat you to watch the entire share because I do my best to never waste your time, because your time is very, very precious. The older I get, the more I realize just how fleeting time is. So let's do what we need to be doing. But before I get started with the topic, which is no country for old black people, I want to also humbly request that you go on over to 25,000yearcycle.org, where you are going to get your healing done so that you don't need to consult anybody whatsoever after that, all right? You can have a chat with Dr. She, who is absolutely astoundingly knowledgeable about all melanated issues, and he works with an extraordinary organization, ARNA, that's what they do. Well, it's one feature of what they do. They do a lot, but that medical, just investigation, examination. They have regular meetings over, what they're going to do next, what they've discovered. They're incredible. Brilliant brothers and sisters. So yes, go on over to 25,000 Year Cycle, where Dr. She has formulated just strategize healing remedies for any issues you have. And in this modern world, you gonna have issues. That's just a given. And you can also avail yourself at my link that he put there, Ajali Shabazz, of all of my products, which are extraordinary. And that makes me want to thank you, Brother K. I don't use people's full names because for some reason radiation is really scary to talk about. Even by these people who like bloviate up here that they're, so intelligent, so they're talking about everything. They're the new black media, and they're doing the same old tap dancing. Now, you can get my products, and so I thank you, Brother K, for purchasing Silk Hair Cream, which, oh my God, that once you go black, once you go to a product made by us, we don't have the same motivation. We formulate our products to work. We don't put little extras in them so that we can falsely entice your superficial, just immediate thinking, so that you're not questioning, well, what the heck is this stuff doing to my skin? What's it doing to my mind? Because I also have books there that will fortify and just focus the beauty of being born one of us. It's an amazing sight. So that said, I love your comments. I love when you subscribe. I'm going to always do what I do no matter what, obviously, because I haven't stopped. But at the same time, you engaging with my content makes it a much better channel, because so many of you have expanded my whole realm of considerations. Like two brothers, I don't want to forget one brother's name, so I'm just going to say two brothers had expanded my understanding of Robert Griffin. I don't know, he's been a lifetime Procyon loader, all right? So let's get into it. So I thank Brother You Mute Me 2.0 for sharing this with me, because I just had, there's so much that people will send me links, and I would have never found this information otherwise. And this brother, he is always sending me links about the radiation specifically, and those are the ones that I'm like, I need those. So thank you, brother. This right here, I don't want to play the audio, even though I think technically I can, since I'm here to be of an instructional assistance. But when you're talking about radiation, there's a reason why all the big channels don't even discuss it. I noticed they have a whole separate intensified algorithm against me. And I know there's other people, but I'm going to show you some proof in this, okay? And so I'm going to read what Mike Tyson said to this young sister. He said, and I quote, "I don't believe in the word legacy. I just think that's another word for ego. Legacy doesn't mean nothing. That's just some word that everybody grabbed onto." I have to interrupt this right now to say, right on up to here, I don't have any issue at all with what he's saying. And I also want to state, I actually like Mike. I hope I'm looking at this as this is his own individual lack of wisdom that he has just showcased throughout his life. Not in a terrible way where he's got fully black children. That's a beautiful thing. But that, I think, well, let me keep on reading, all right? That's just some word that everybody grabbed onto, legacy. It's just some word, it's just something grabbed onto, or some grabbed onto the word, and now it's one everybody uses every 5 seconds. That's true. Because I was always shocked. I remember, what was it? I was watching some Big Brother live TV show right before I said these suck. Reality TV show. And they said, "This is historic what you're doing." I was like, what? Ain't nothing historic about being on some daggone TV show as a contestant. That's like saying the contestants on The Price is Right were creating history. I'm not saying that the regular people were not a part of history, but things that actually change the dynamic of what's happening on a large scale, that's history. Otherwise, it's just good people. Mostly, hopefully, a lot of us are taking that CIA, FBI money, all right, or trying to stay out of jail, and we're doing all kinds of really rotten stuff. I'm not saying most of us, but there's way too many operatives all over the daggone place. And so history for us regular people, when we document what we do, then it can become of a historical, marker. But mostly we're just trying to live. So that concept that, athletes are doing historical things, no, they're not. They're distractions. I do not think of anything that is showcased as ultimately just meant to extend the, length of childhood so that you no longer feel it, a force to take care of your society. That's not good. And in the realm of, athletics, there's so many of them. There's so many athletes out there, here now and back then. So if he's talking about it in that context, yes, he's right. But the way that he put it in a me, my ego, my legacy. He just showcased it with everybody. I'll finish what he said, all right? It means absolutely nothing to me. That's good. To him, it doesn't. All right? I'm just here passing through. I'm going to die and it's going to be over. Who cares about legacy after that? I have a big ego, so I want everybody to think I'm this, I'm that. No. And this is where it becomes pluralized, plural. And he's incorporating everything into something that he should just be, putting towards himself. No, we're nothing. We are dead. We're dust. We're absolutely nothing. Our legacy is nothing. What a bunch of bull crap. Wow. Okay. He wouldn't even be where he is. He wouldn't be living a life like he is were it not for our ancestors. What is the point of building anything if it's all just for your own picayune self? There's a movie that was quite cryptic called Children of Men, where suddenly there were no more babies being born. And people lost their enthusiasm about things that they thought were going to give them joy in life, pleasure in life, collecting art, looking at things that are beautiful. Suddenly, when it's all just about you, why go on vacation? Why go anywhere? It's when there are people who travel solo, but even they will say and admit this is pretty lonely. Right? I don't know how many swirlers use it as an excuse for why they do the wrong they do by saying, well, I abandoned all my people who have afforded me the opportunity to roam the planet as mindless as I am. And I got with a white man because I was going to be lonely without a black man. No, you just don't want to look for one sanely. That's it, okay? And same thing for black men who bedbugging out there. I'm like for us getting together as a people so we can reproduce ourselves. Even animals, what do they have? All giant egos protecting their offspring? What do people build for? What do they, because when I think about myself as a child, you're so vulnerable. You need grown-ups. If it's ego, you need them to have the ego so they can keep you safe. And you know that your own little personal family ain't enough. It takes a village. It takes a nation to protect the village. I look at all of the children that they have managed to talk out of their minds right now. And that's because the nation is insane. The people running it who make history, dreaded, awful history, that's going to end in the nothingness, right? They are being talked into all kinds of freaky deakiness because the nation that's supposed to put the historical legacy of facts and truth in front of us, they're not doing that. I'm always like, why aren't they telling all of these gaily departed people, don't you want family? That's all you're going to have now that you could see, so that you'll know there'll be someone after you who's going to honor you. But that's the mindset now. It's all about the nothingness. When the nothingness is not about creation, it's about tearing everything apart. The nothingness is antimatter. It's science. It's not just fanciful doctrine. And so when I heard him say that, I was just like, yo, that's some satanic doctrine right there. I'm not accusing him of being a Satanist or not. I don't know. But when you up there and they don't mind you being up there, whoa, something's going on. Like, your nation is not there to protect your legacy. If it's weak, if it's bowing down to I don't even want to call them conquerors, because they're destroying the planet with the predator mimic mindset, soul set of Europeans and those derived from Europeans. If your nation isn't strong enough to protect you as an individual, then you're going to be Muhammad Ali's daughter out there saying the boxing legend would have been mortified about the Tyson Paul fight. And you know what? She's right. Even though Muhammad lost his mind, and that's what weakened was part of. He wasn't the cause of it all. But our indoctrinated, just pummeled into our brains at the pain of torture mindset, that's not our soul set. Our soul set is pivoted on truth and righteousness. But the mindset they've given us has made us bow down to the devil so much that we don't even want to honor our ancestors, when none of us would be enjoying the slight breath of freedom that we do if they hadn't have fought tirelessly. And so that whole fight was just, one great white hope. I beat Mike Tyson when he's 58 damn years old. And there's folks out there who think that it was fixed. Of course it was fixed. It didn't even have to get to the point, because they're saying when, Paul licked out his tongue like I don't know, I'm just kind of calculating he is a full-on Satanist. And my humble conclusion, that's my opinion based on the overwhelming data of these people, that when he licked out his tongue, that was a signal. I don't know, I don't care. You're in the ring with a 58-year-old man. Right? He and Mike decided not to do the veganism thing anymore. And I think that's only because he doesn't have a clue about how to eat so that you are fortified, so your strength keeps on increasing. It's like, I don't know, I could go for a round with Mike. I'm joking right now. That I can conclude firmly. I would be pummeled to pieces, okay? And that's not what I'm looking for. But I'm saying in terms of, is he a drinker? Because these folks live in that rich Negropean lifestyle. They still have the mindset of their oppressors. So on Zero Hedge, I found this right here, just absolutely hysterical. The Great Trump Exhale, where they're claiming that Trump is the president of everybody. And I'm so glad I didn't vote for either one. But his victory, more than likely, was pushed over the top by the large numbers of black people, not just black men, but black women too. They're trying to attach a gender war to this whole thing, okay? But they're saying that because Trump won these different factions, he's a president of everybody. And they even have this picture of where he's like doing I don't know what kind of handshake this is or whatever. I'm not saying it has a cryptic meaning. But with this, I don't know anything about this fighter. I'm just hesitant because, there were so many Procyon loaders out there just marketing Trump as if he is the miracle on every street. And I'm looking at you side-eyed, like even Judge Joe Brown. As I said, no country for old black people. Judge Joe Brown was up there trying to applaud Trump he's just gonna save us all, and it looks so ridiculous. And so this dude, I got to get the hang of this because it's a new system that I have to figure out that, okay, I got to change where my little fill-in photo is, or me, each and every single time. So yeah, there we go. That's better. I don't need to show the whole thing. I'm just saying. Is shades of, when Muhammad Ali fought, do we ever remember Procyon loaters? We remember our ancestors, but we don't remember Procyon loaters. But when he first joined the Nation of Islam, they were sending just super patriotic Negropeans, Procyon loaders to fight him. And this is what this headline reminds me of. John Jones calls himself a Christian America and chants USA for Donald Trump after KO win at UFC 309. Let's see where you are now, dude. Nowhere to be seen in this whole lineup of Trump's new admins, and all of them get money from AIPAC. So what little nation that loves warring with its neighbors constantly and then swearing, oh my goodness, they're so anti-SSS. Okay? I don't mean anything that way, but I'm just saying, you don't hail from there. You're from Khazaria, okay? I'm just saying. I don't wish anybody any harm. But they never stop. I'm just saying, in terms of, you can't work this out somehow or another. Let me not get into that because that's just too detailed. But where are you? Oh, look. There's old Benny boy right down there. That's it, Ben Carson, really. Okay? You can't get a bigger Procyon loader. I mean, you can. These days, they manufacture them, and they come from whole other countries altogether. Right? You don't, is being a Procyon loader isn't just segmented to black people. It's all the people who bow down. You got white Procyon loaders. When you're bowing down to evil, you're a suck-up idiot. And so where we? And trust and believe. This is, I mean, with Biden, we weren't there either. All they had was Procyon loaders, perverts, and friggin' married to white people. That's all they had. That's all they got in the Supreme Court too. This is not our country. And so it occurs to me that all these celebrities, the black ones specifically, are being vilified, walked on the roadbed of shame because they didn't work as they maybe, I'm concluding, promised that they could rope just regular good black you and me, who it's not our souls set to be depraved. They're supposed to make us depraved. And so you have a whole lineup of old black people, and some of them young too. The young ones are going to be the most messed up. All right? Because I have the memory of, even though it was like meant to be a failure, the civil rights movement, which started in the Supreme Court, so you know that was a bunch of BS, right? They're supposed to rope us in and convince us that depraved is the new black. What? No, it's not. That's like saying trans sutured up men are the new female athletes. And we see what goes on with that. And so Denzel came out with his new role in a movie, Gladiator 2, where they knew that they had to leave the kiss on the cutting room floor, but then he wants to showcase it by making a public statement. I'm calculating he did that because he had to. He was either told to do that specifically, or he wanted to forestall the blowback because they're upset. You saw them rolling it out with Black Lives Matter, where they were taking down, Patrice Cullors and all these people suddenly exposed, all the bad things you do. And that's what they're doing with these folks. So he's like, okay, I'll give you a tidbit. I'll promote homosexuality right now. I can't believe maybe they were scared. Maybe they're our enemies. And maybe that's because the biggest growth in the depictions of perversion on all entertainment media was of black men and black women, not white people, when they're the ones who do this mess. I thank you, brother. You mute me 2.0 again for just clipping and showcasing this one. Ronald Reagan. I don't know which one it is because I don't care, but I think it's the middle one right there. And there's pictures of Trump and Giuliani all in drag too. I'm just saying, this is them. And they cannot wait to just take their manly girdle off and relax if they can make us the poster children of their depravity. So this is just the front headline of Daily Mail, where they got the NFL stars. And look how they're highlighting mostly the black ones up there dancing, doing Trump's little dance. But I'm just like, yo, dude's dancing to YMCA, which is completely gay. And if Kamala is in the White House, and definitively Gabrielle Union is out in the doghouse, because she been peddling, convincing, brainwashing children to think that eventually getting their genitalia surgically removed. And I've heard a young girl who was 12 years old and had a mastectomy or something. Oh, Whoa, we don't run those hospitals at all. But here's Gabrielle Union getting up there with the Dwayne Wayne's son, whose name is still Zion, if he has a chance of making it clear away from the nothingness, then yeah, that's what she's all about, and we reject her. We reject her. I am so delighted that it wasn't just me. For the moment with the radiation, yeah, for the moment. But many of you are hearing my warnings vastly and sharing it with your friends and your family. That's what all this crap is about. To be massive distractions, so we're not paying attention to how these people are full on killing us. And speaking of targeting us, I know I've been very effective in putting the warning out about CMOS. I've had one amazing brother, and I hope there's more, who was a seller of CMOS. And he contacted me to let me know that he stopped because the data. It's why? Because of my personality? No. It's because of the data. This is a thinking black man. And when I showcase that, the absorbency of all these sea vegetations and sea life that are dying by the billions, brother said he stopped. But that means they got to push it to make it seem like, oh, but it's okay. Really, black people keep eating it. Keep paying no attention to that radical sister. We'll hide her a little bit more, right? And because this is on a channel I happen to be subscribed to, where suddenly I've been subscribed to this channel for I don't know how long. And just when I saw them infiltrating white spaces with the myth of CMOS, even though originally it was what, Bella Hadid or something, she was drinking CMOS gel, and then they immediately came out with a retraction saying that, oh, no, CMOS could be dangerous. As soon as I mentioned that, then suddenly they had an ad from Amazon with a white man on it taking CMOS pills with ashwagandha. Right? You got plenty more problems than just erectile dysfunction, do you? Got mental, spiritual dysfunction. But as Baba Steve Coakley said, don't get in between when white people are going for white people. Unfortunately, they just do that to mask the slaughter of you and me. And so Oprah, who was running around in her purple dress forever, suddenly is gone now, begging all the Soros and, frat boys to please, we got to do something. They never can. They can't just come out and say, we need to bow down to the devil more. They'll just do it in little color ways. They'll do it in little, images they send out. The goat will be everywhere. All right, and I need to address that because somebody sent me a little video of a goat going up into a church in, I don't know if it was Haiti or Jamaica or Barbados, I don't know. But I'm just saying, they were like, oh, who do you think it is, Baphomet who sent those goats in there? I'm like, why is it getting so much display on the media? And you can be thoroughly ignorant. Most Negropeans are thoroughly ignorant. They have no idea what they are submitting to, but you don't need to know in order for the Most High to just simply say, I'm done. I warned you. If you aren't paying attention, that ain't my fault. Okay? And so, yeah, that goat thing, people could be told. It could go down a little chain of command. Oh, yeah, let your goats wander around. I'm just saying, I'm just done with these people because they're freaky control. Right? They just keep working on everybody, and I'm just like, I'm good. I like life. I know what sanity feels like because I live it. Right? So yeah, don't be sending me them black cat things that you send, because I'm gonna look at you funny. All right? When you do that, I'm gonna say, what are you up to? Why do you have to send that to somebody who's already very clearly put out there my faith? Okay? And so Oprah here, Oprah's hometown newspaper eviscerates her for taking $1 million from Kamala. All this takedown, all these old black people, I call them brown because they prefer to be as light as they can, I'm sure. Right? They're all being called out and put on the rug because it's a humiliation, just like Black Lives Matter, who when they disappointed Daddy George Soros, suddenly all these, financial mishandlings started showing up in the paper because we don't want their crap, period. And Michael Strahan, you couldn't drag him enough for me. And I'm sorry about his daughter. I would never wish anybody cancer. That's an awful thing. But he's going to the devil to get it fixed. It ain't ever going to happen. And that's terrible. That they'll slow down the growth rate for a couple of years. And then they'll put it on their little statistics. Cured. And it'll come back even more viciously. I'm just saying, this is the data. So Michael Strahan breaks his silence after infuriating America with unpatriotic act ahead of Veterans Day. He just had his hands down. Probably somebody told him to do that. Right? And then he got called out for it. Like, what are you even hanging around these people in the first place? Even if that is your sentiment, then you being full of crap. You a hypocrite. If you're going to be down for the devil and just do all his devil stuff. It's just that most of us, when we're around them, because our soul mind is clinging to the Most High, we know, oh, Lord, what you about to do with that dog? And so suddenly this interview resurfaces with him with a drag queen. This could be authentic, but at the same time, this is probably Michael Strahan releasing this information so that he could look like he's down for the count. That's my speculation on that one. Right? But I'm just saying, these people are like, they're not anti all the madness and lunacy. That's their bread and butter. That's their bread and butter. And then this one with Jada. Oh my goodness. Eyebrow shave, clinging on to her husband, looking sick as heck. Not looking well. Wearing some super ugly clothes, some friggin' dookie pants. I'm thinking to myself, my speculation, that she got a diaper up under there because she got royally broom swept by her fellow, carpet loving, oh boy. I'm just saying, Hoover anybody? Right? In some coven, because in my firm conclusion, this chick, she has achieved the rank of a priestess, not a high priestess. Oh, no. Her duty is to destroy black us. That's what that round table is for. That's what all her lunacy is all about, the whole family. Right? Now, hopeful respect to Ananda Lewis, sister Ananda Lewis. But this family is like deeply creepy, deeply disturbed. And so to see her walking out there, she was another one who was being called out for not getting her job done. And even Simone Biles, oh my goodness gracious. This is actually, let me go to the one before. Where this woman, I'm so disappointed in her. I don't want to call her sister anymore because of that little snippet. Let me go get it. Right here from the documentary about her, I think, that they had on Netflix. I saw these little stars down here, and so I didn't even showcase it here because I'm just not controlling like that. But when I looked at the stars up close, I was like, wait a minute, and there it is right there. This was from StreamYard, so it's very grainy, and there we go. I was looking at the directions of all the stars, black and white, all of these, and then all of a sudden, what's this one? This is a 6-pointed star. Not even, and right next to it is a little black upended star. So that's Baphomet. That's their symbol for the devil right there. And it's black right next to red Israel. What's that mean? And it's over on the east and we're over on the west. So they're coming for us. I'm just saying, These people are creepy, and this is not accidental at all. If you think this is an accident, whoa, you in trouble. You got to leave that sea moss alone. And so this was some really weird stuff here where Olympics icon Simone Biles is left in tears as Mosa-filled boozy brunch turned sour. Oh, that reminds me. I forgot to mention when I went over to the other one. Because even they called it her underwear. It wasn't her her gymnastic suit or anything that she was wearing under a dress. No, it's your underwear. You're out in public showcasing what... Whoo, I can understand you doing athletics, you're sweating. I don't know, the men don't seem to sweat because they have full pants on. They ain't got little panties on, so that doesn't make any sense either, except it's for titillation, just like with the football games. They all slapping each other's behinds. Okay? These people are about depravity, and they want to talk us into further and further levels to do the same. And so I'm going to get back to that, all right, with Megan. But I just want to say right here, Olympics icon Simone Biles, this is after she showcased her underwear, is left in tears as mimosa-filled boozy brunch turns sour. No, she just looked demon-possessed. Yes, look at her. With the friggin' hood on, just like Kanye. I don't even talk about Kanye. There ain't no Kanye left in there. Okay? He's so demon possessed. Ain't no Kanye left. Right? And so her with the hood on, and she got the goat necklace and who knows what the heck else. When she started tearing up, it was just freaky weird. I'm just saying. They're going for this. And so here's the highlight, Megan, who trashed her way. I noticed that when I mentioned that they were trashing her way, suddenly they stopped. I don't know if that's my influence or not, but I know that the subject matter I delineate. And who that little star of Israel was like all red, and then you got the goat and it's all black over there, and it's same above as below, floating all over the daggone place. I'm just saying, these people do not want us to realize what they've done to the entire planet with man-made radiation. I want to highlight a comment that I left on purpose. I knew they were going to remove it. This is on Daily Mail. It was an article about Gary Sinise and his announcement that he has cancer. And I just knew as soon as I put it, it would never go up, even though there's nothing profane. I'm not wishing a single person any ill doing. It's just in all the things they ascribe as the cause of cancer right now, many of them set up to look like they are, when radiation not only causes cancer, it causes all destruction that then begins as an autoimmune dysfunction in your body. They mention everything, but they never mention man-made radiation. As a matter of fact, it's supposed to be the renaissance of radiation, which is a lie. I'll have to do another video about radiation specifically. But I put here, nobody ever says the F word, and I don't mean the profanity. I mean a certain prefecture in Japan. It's like it never happened. And bam, my comment was gone. And so here, with all this like treatment coming from white women, and then they find friggin' operatives like Rihanna to promote nakedness and debauchery. And I'll never forget when she showcased even her child, in a way that was just intolerable. It was so suggestive. It was disgusting, right? They want to transfer this to black women, who it's going to be easy to do that because so many of us are out of our minds desperate for fame and fortune according to their definition of what fame and fortune is. But for my definition, for same sis's definition, I am already the richest woman on the planet, bar none. Okay? But I'm just saying, nothing highlights the demise of a Duke and Duchess's aspirations to be a power couple than Meghan's solo appearances on red carpets in Los Angeles. While her Hollywood agents might have advised her that she needs to be seen, her royal status is diminished each time she competes for attention from the cameras with amassed ranks of American stars, sometimes in less than regal outfits. I wonder, she ain't even showing her underwear right here. It's this plunger. Used to have a little train on the back of it. It's a nice dress, too much cleavage, and not that I'm not gonna say anymore. But I'm just saying they need to pull Meghan away from just that whole royal veneer, because she's a tool, just like all the other ones. She signed up for a job. Her job was to convince black women that there was some hope at the end of the friggin' kidnapped rainbow. And there's none. There's none. Bowing down to these people, doing what they do, thinking what they say is successful. It means you are right in there with the one and the only. No, you're not. No, you're not. Right? Because you don't see. If a royal is out there dressing in anything skeevy, they would trash them. They have to pick these ne'er-do-wells off the edges of their royal family trees to showcase just a little bit of flesh. But it's still even really elegant. But they think of the hella weird stars as just the massed ranks. It sounds like what they used to say, the unwashed masses. Rather than thinking, no, these are people too, and we have driven them to this level of lunacy. Why don't we go in there and help them? Explain to them why walking around like a tawdry piece of meat is not a self-honorable thing to do. Right? And so they know what they're trying to talk every single woman into being, because they need them orgies to pop off right now. It says, in the last days, the devil will have his way. It doesn't say we're all going to agree with it. It doesn't say we all have to participate or we like it. No, if you don't want to go along with hellishness, don't. So even Megyn Kelly noticed the imbalance. And this woman, oh my God, she's so well. In my conclusion, is she has been to plenty of a Marina Abramovic get-together. That's in my conclusion. Right? Megyn Kelly reveals the major problems with Trump's bro-tastic Madison Square Garden rally. Come on. And this is just to showcase that they know what I'm talking about. All right? So originally, they had this definition for Mark Zuckerberg's t-shirt, aut Caesar, aut nihil. That means, which translates to either Caesar or nothing. So Zuck must herald from the word Caesar. Okay? I'm just saying. Suddenly, they change it. They change it to, oh no, it's aut Zuck, aut nihil. Either Zuck or nothing. No, he was out there with another t-shirt that said, Carthage must die. That, means black us, because that's what Carthage was. It was black. Right? This is not happenstance, not accidental, or oops, this whole table was filled with nothing but black women. Nothing but. And this is nothing about anyone but them. Okay? Again, go on over to 25,000yearscycle.org. I won't say any more about that because I know you're going to do that without a doubt. Okay? We got to support our soldiers. And yeah, just share the warning with your family members. And know, when you come here as a black person, fully aware of the might of being that, you're going to always find love. Always. Straight black family pride and peace and blessing.